Okay. So, welcome to this course, Instrumentation Devices, and I think you are all aware that there is a slight change in the timetable. So, Monday 11 o'clock it's okay, and Tuesday 8 to 10 a.m. is also fine, 2 hours class, and the Monday 5 o'clock class has been shifted to Thursday 5 o'clock class. So mostly I will try to take the tutorial class on the Thursday because possibly you will be you will not be able to in a mood to concentrate at that time for the listening to this. So this is an instrumentation device course. Basically, it is the foundation course for the people who are studying instrumentation engineering. Another way also we can tell it that this is a second course of measurement because in the second year we have studied electrical and electronic measurements that was mostly related to the measurement of electrical quantities. But this instrumentation devices course is basically related to the measurement of non-electrical quantities like temperature, pressure, flow, and many other quantities which will come to it afterwards. So, naturally, we will find some link with your particularly whatever we studied in the measurement course, like bridges, DC and AC bridges would be required used here, but basically the approach is slightly different, and but because the measurement is mostly related to the non-electrical. So I think you have your time here there. You have your the syllabus, but anyway, the syllabus and these things, I mean, what are the things I will be covering? I will send it also in a nutshell. But mostly it is like this. That is, one is the introduction. And definitions. We'll take few lectures on the introductions and definitions of this thing. Okay. Next is that resistive, inductive, and capacitive bridges, or rather capacitive sensors, and signal conditioning. Then it is measurement of displacement, temperature, flow, etc. And mostly next is that noise and interference. If we broadly say that these are the categories of the different topics which will be discussed here. So, and the books, if we say that the course, we will find a number of books there, but I will be just following the few books which we may find here they are useful. Of course, there are some more useful books are there. If we require, I will refer those books there. But if we want to purchase some book or see this one. Number one, I will call it that this book, Bentley, Principles of Measurement Systems. Next is Pallas Areni and Webster, Sensors and Signal Conditioning. Third, D.V.S. Murthy, Transducers and Instrumentation. There are many other books, but as a textbook, I will say these could be useful. One is Patronovich, Sensors and Transducers. So these are the 4 books I am suggesting, but many other books are there. Particularly this Bentley will be very useful because it has contains a number of problems which may be very useful for solving and enhancing your understanding of this course. And another advantage of this is that they have all given you the solutions, or rather the answers to the problems also. So that is very useful. I would like to say that at least this book, soft copy or hard copy, this book all we should have it because it will be useful. So all the things live apart. I would just go directly to our first topic, that is the introduction. Please tell me if you are not being able to hear me properly or you are not being able to read. You must be very familiar with these terms. One is the measurement and one is instrument. So measurement is that to measure, how to measure a parameter, or like this, a quantity, maybe electrical quantity or a non-electrical. And the basic device you use it to measure it is an instrument. And if we look at it, what is the importance of measurement is that it is basically to express a quantity in numbers. Basically, whatever you measure, you just try to express it in some number term. And in this regard, I think there is a famous quotation by Lord Kelvin. I think you must have gone through it or like this there. It says that when you can measure what you are speaking about, when you can measure what you are speaking about and express it in numbers, you know something about it. If you can measure and express it in numbers, you know something about it. If you cannot express it in numbers, your knowledge is meager and unsatisfactory kind. So, fundamental things of this one is that you need to measure one and quantify in terms of numbers, and then only you know something about it. If you cannot uh, express it, Lord, according to Lord Kelvin, that your conception or your understanding is vague. But there are nowadays there are some different opinions also, because ultimately what we nowadays or rather when we speak about, a child speaks about this one, whether the temperature is hot or cold or very cold or like this, these are all fuzzy expressions. When I say it is hot, it is not, I don't want to express. I am not expressing it in numbers, but also this is another way for expressing. Let us not go for. Will the meeting recording will be shared by us? No. Sorry, right now I am not being able to do it. We'll see. But last year I taught it. Uh, you please hear it. But if you want, some of your friends records it and share it, I don't know. So this is our requirement is that, objective is that to express a quantity in numbers. But there are other ways also, that in the fuzzy systems, another system, their expression of quantities are like this in terms of fuzzy, there is here, but they are also, ultimately we want to quantify it and express it in numbers and more like this. So if we, and the instrument is that, which is a device which is measures that. So in that way, if we look at it from the fundamental, from the your fundamental area, the basic instrument for measurement of temperature is a thermometer, a mercury thermometer, you can say. So, which is basically input is a temperature and output, it is the expansion of the mercury area column in the and in a graduated state. Similarly, if we look at it, the pressure gauge. Pressure gauge is basically, it's a barometer rather, you can say, the variation of pressure, atmospheric pressure, and it is converted into some scale or like this. But the output here was mechanical earlier, is there? But nowadays we all want that the output should be electrical quantities, because electrical quantities are easier to handle, easier to amplify, easier to transmit, and easier to record also. So almost all of our instruments, whatever we call it, is a here there. Output is electrical quantity, but whenever we just say the electrical measurement, it is basically, we normally speak about the measurement of electrical quantities. So, your ammeter, voltmeter, multimeter, wattmeter, that is the thing which we were discussing we have discussed in your second year, These are all, we call it electrical measurements or like this. But for measurement of non-electrical quantities, this we call it measurement systems or instrumentation. So, if it is a non-electrical quantity, measurement of, that is a pressure, temperature, flow, whatever, humidity, pH, conductivity, all the things are related to our, when we call it a measurement systems, and or in or sometimes we call it instrumentation like this. So, you have already done this course on instrument, this one electrical measurement. Now you are going for this instrumentation and like. Definitely, once we call it a measurement system, it is always implied that it is not a single instrument or a single device or like this there, but there would be multiple blocks in cascade, and which will finally lead to your measurement there. But before that, I will be putting some more definitions, and very basic definitions are like this there, which are called sensors, which is basic sensing element. So example, and basically converts non-electrical quantity or non-electrical signal into electrical signals. So in that way, we can say that thermocouple, strain gauge, LVDT, pH probe, etc. So all these things fall under the category of sensors, because they handle they all convert in electrical signals, I mean a non-electrical quantity into electrical signals. So we can give a number of examples, but there is no need for this. Another confusing, and sometimes also we will say that the sensor is also integrated with some electronics sometimes to give you a direct readout. Sometimes nowadays we are having. These are also we are included in sensors. Another thing is that, which is very close, definition is very close to this sensor, is the term transducer. Often people get confused and find out what is their difference there. Which is a device, transducer, a device that converts one form of signal I request all of you to join within 5 minutes of starting the class. All form of one form of signal in one form of energy to signal in another form. Little bit confusing. A device that converts one form of signal in one form of energy to signal to another form. What we mean to say that that our signal, what do you mean by signal? Signal means a small quantity, small current or small voltage that is not very large power, doesn't have any large power. So that gives an input to what is the level of the quantity, some information of the system. So signal may be you are just a heat signal, it may be some chemical signal or like this very small quantity of this one, not a very large quantity. I will explain it why. To another form. That means it is converting a mechanic, it can be with a mechanical energy signal to electrical signal, or maybe electrical to mechanical signal, chemical to electrical signal, or electrical to chemical, or many other forms there. Okay. So optical to mechanical, that is also so transducer, you can say it's a bigger set, and while sensor is only a subset of this one. So transducer means basically you can say that a bigger set which converts any form of signal to any other signal. So basically in this transducer we can divide it into two parts. One is sensor, which converts non-electrical signal to electrical signal, and another one which is called is actuator. Actuator is like this, which converts electrical signal to non-electrical signal. That means a displacement we want to measure, and that is converted to some electrical signal, a voltage or current, small voltage or current signal, which is that conversion we call it using a sensor. And a non-electrical, and if it is we have an electrical signal that converts into a non-electrical quantity, that means a motion or like this, that will be a which you call it an actuator. Mind it, you can say also a motor is an actuator, a big motor is an actuator. But whenever we make it, since the actuator, we say that the size of this thing, the power of this actuator is very small, and that's why this is not a motor, we just cannot equate with an actuator, but theoretically you can say that motor converts an electrical signal into a rotational signal there. But here the signal, we are not measuring it in signal, but we are working in some sort of actuations are like this. This will be more clear afterwards if we go for actuation part of it afterwards. Then we will be more clear. But often this term is standard and like this, the sensors and actuators. That means the topics which is covered both the conversion of electrical signal to non-electrical signal as well as conversion of non-electrical signal to electrical signal. But whenever we speak about all these things, mind it, this signal term is important because the power of these quantities are normally very small, and that we try to look into it. So we have the idea about what is a sensor, what is a transducer, because these are very basic things which are often discussed in anywhere interviews or like this. What are the different areas? Obviously, there are difference in opinions also in some of the people, but possibly this is the most accepted definitions we can have. Now, what what type of, so we will be mostly discussing about the sensors, and obviously the sensors will come to that one, that is the signal conditioning of the sensors. But before that, we will try to discuss one more topic, that is a sensor signal domains. So what we can say is that what we have understood, that this signal may be of different kind, but finally the sensor converts all of them into electrical quantity. So what are the other energy domains we can have the there sensor? We can have a magnetic energy domain, which is the, can you give one example which converts electrical to electrical signal? Any example, can you give it? Any sensor which converts magnetic energy or the signal in magnetic energy into electrical domain. We can say that it is Hall probe. You must have aware of Hall probe, which used to measure the magnetic field density B of it there. So if we look at this Hall probe, is that it converts a magnetic signal into the electrical quantity. Similarly, we may have a chemical signal domain. So which sensor converts the chemical signal into an electrical signal? Can we give an example? I can say it is pH probe. Because you must have done experiment with the pH probe or like this there, where depending upon the pH signal, there is some voltage is induced from Nernst equation, and that if we measure the potential, that is the conversion, that is the electric from the chemical signal to electrical signal, and that gives you an idea about what is the pH value of it. Okay. Then it is radiant, means optical basically, which is related to the radiation, heat radiation, optical radiation, and all the things there. We may have also signals in this one, radiant to this one. What is the example? Photodetector. maybe LED, maybe, sorry, not LED, photodiode, maybe light detecting resistance LDR, or like this, where the uh, where they uh, are converted into an electrical signal. They are from the optical or radiational signal there. Next is mechanical signal. Mechanical signals may be basically all the things: strain, force, displacement, all the things there, level, all the things are there. So, which converts into an electrical signal. So, I just give an example. It is strain gauge, LVDT. I am just putting another also. So many things are there which converts electrical signal, I mean the mechanical signal into electrical domain, into electrical domain. And lastly, what we can have a thermal. So thermal energy to electrical energy, the simple one is thermocouple. Simple one is thermocouple. So we can see that these are the mostly the 6 energy domains, we call it, where the signal from one to another, which is can be done. There could be electrical to electrical also. That could also be there. For example, that is a voltage, current to voltage conversion, or this sort of this sort of electrical domain also is there. But primarily, that was dealt with the measurement, electrical to electrical. I would be doing on the mostly the measurement of non-electrical quantities or like this. Interestingly, if we reverse the arrow, say suppose in the radiant domain, from electrical to radiant, if we reverse the arrow, what will it become? Instead of sensor, it will become an actuator. Instead of sensor, it will become an actuator, which will be from converting some electrical to a radiant signal. Simple example is LED. You have some LED, so that converts an electrical signal to some non-electrical or radiant signal. Similarly, all the cases we may give some other A there, which is that will be, if the river flow is reverse, the direction is reverse, then we will call it uh, actuators. But actuators we will not discuss right now, afterwards we will do. But basically, once you understand the sensing, the actuation is not that difficult or like this. Some servo motors, these things are also there. We will have it like this. So primarily what is meant by transducer, we are understanding whether the arrow is in this direction or in this direction. So it is a big set there, and the two subsets of transducers are sensors and actuators. Primarily, if we can look at it in this way there. Now, when we speak about a measurement system, that means, mind it, this is a okay. Is it visible? or white is better. Okay, I will just use white. এই অন্য কালার কিছু আনতে বলো তো চক, এই যে লাল বা এরকম। So whenever we speak about a measurement system, that means it measures how to measure a something, some quantity and like this. And obviously system means it is not a single unit, but a combination or cascade combination of different units. What are the other units? Obviously sensor is one of the units, because that is the primary or heart of this measurement. But that is not enough, because the thing is that uh, the signal which we are getting from the sensor may be very low. We need to be amplified. It may be very noisy. It need to be filtered out. It may be the characteristics may be very non-linear. We need to linearize it, and looking all of them. So naturally, so to take out the filter out the data and like this there, and to give it in a presentable form. Mind it, it is a presentable form. It should be so, which can be read, which can be stored, which can be transmitted. So it requires several more blocks. So by saying like this, there we say that there are few measurement systems are there. So first of all, primarily it is a sensing element, which we call it input measurand. That gives you some electrical signal. Sensing element, as I told, always it is an electrical signal. Uh, then it is signal conditioning element. It is primarily, it is like this. Okay, we'll come to it like afterwards. Next is we call it signal processing element. And next is data presentation element. Okay. So, and finally, this signal processing element here is the output is the electrical quantity, and here, okay, so what are the sensing elements? There we will come to it afterwards. Then it is the signal conditioning elements. What are there? Primarily it converts an electrical signal, but the quantity of the, the electrical signal quantity or the strength is very low. Often we require to amplify. Often we require filters to hear the noise and etc. In the signal processing element, often we require, what we say it is that linearizing circuit. That is because the characteristics is non-linear, but finally our objective is the characteristics should be totally linear there. Then we may have an AD conversion. because ultimately all the data presentation elements are in digital form, like this AD conversion, and sometimes some microcontrollers are also there for linearizations and doing some. Sometimes we also require to raise alarms if it goes, the signal goes very high and like this. So these are the things which are all in within the signal processing element. And in the data presentation element, we have also always the display. Not only that one, data transmission. Data transmission is very important because we need to transmit the signal over a long distance, and that's how we get signals from Mars or some distant star and like this. So those data are important and they had to be transmitted through wire or through wireless or different lanes. So there is another topic which is a data communication, which will be there in your third year next semester here there. So that is a data transmission and obviously the data storage. So these are all the functions of a signal basic measurement system. So measurement system is not only knowing the or rather, and this measurement system means or instrumentation, all the things here. So it is not only knowing the simply what is the principle of this sensor, what is the construction of the sensor, but to make a complete systems, then what should be the other blocks, what is the suitable block, and like this their amplification, filters, and all the things, linearization, and all the things we need to look into it and study, and obviously so data presentation. So naturally we will find that we could talk that often instrumentation engineers are jack of all trade but master of none, because they have to know, because the newer techniques are coming up on the newer materials are coming up for the sensing and like this there. And similarly, newer signal conditioning circuits, many of the filters now going to the from the hard, the analog level to the digital level for using DSP and like this. So these filters are nowadays going for the signal processing or like this there. So, and also the on chip level fabrications and like this, a lot of VLSI is needed, and obviously data presentation, data logging, and data storage. And obviously, finally, if we want to do some sort of uh, make some sort of their idea about what is going on happening on like this. So naturally some sort of machine learning or artificial intelligence is also required in these spaces like this. So basically a good instrumentation system may have all the things, and definitely an instrumentation, that is a very important thing, is that what we can claim about our instrumentation engineers, our product instrumentation engineers. You may find that somebody will be very good in this sensing element or like this, but might not be knowing what are the other things there. What we teach here is rather a system-based approach, where we just say that okay, if we have this block is connected to this block, this may happen that the performance will deteriorate. So naturally, what would be the best signal conditioning circuits? What would be the best signal processing circuits for these combinations? These are the very important thing. And what we try to rather give it is a system-based approach for giving it like this. Quickly, lastly, I can say, give an example of what is our measurement system. Example I can give it, load cell. So you must have seen in all the markets and like this there, that is a weighing machine is there, which is gives you a display like this. And you have done some experiment, maybe virtual experiment, done this load cell. So let us try to see and what are the different blocks involved there. So what is your input? It is weight. Then what is the, there it is a load cell. So what is the output here? It is strain. So if you put some weight on the weight, there would be some deformation, and that's why the strain will be here. And again, the strain gauge is mounted on the load cell. So what is the outcome of this output of this strain gauge? It is basically changes delta R, change in resistance. Next, what is it going on? Next, it would be giving to some bridge. And this bridge will give you some unbalanced voltage. What is that? Delta V, that is the unbalanced voltage of this output of the bridge. Then afterwards, what is that voltage may be very small in millivolt range. So what we require? Some amplifier. Then what we require? Some AD conversion. Then what we require? Some sort of, rather, a microcontroller. Maybe, because some linearizing and those things, for that one, a microcontroller may be used. And finally, it is a display, LCD or LED display like this. So if we look at it, these two together, they form the sensing element. So this is your primary sensing element. This is your secondary sensing element. Okay. So load cell is a mechanical one which converts weight into strain. That is also a sensing element. These two together, we call it a sensor. This is a bridge and amplifier. These two constitute of a signal conditioning element. These two will constitute a signal processing element. And I am showing only one simple one. Maybe in actual cases, there may be more complicated, more blocks or like this. But what fundamentally I wanted to point out is that any measurement system or any instrumentation system constitutes of several blocks on, the elements are in the cascade, some of them non-electrical elements, some of them electrical elements and like this. And the overall naturally, the overall performance will depend upon not only a performance of a single block, but the performance of a complete system there. So any of this bad design of any of them will may jeopardize the performance like this. So it is very important to look into all the things, and just we try to say, whenever I say that, okay, what is meant by, how do you measure the temperature? Don't say that, okay, I will use thermocouple. But the important thing is that how would you connect the thermocouple voltage with the other circuitry and display and like this and make it. Okay, then I will stop you here. I will give you some more problems maybe on today itself. Please try to solve them to understand the difference between the measurement and instrumentation and like this, but very simple and there which you can solve it, which we will be taking up on the next Thursday. But tomorrow we will go into further details about two more, I mean on 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Do you have any question right now? If there is one or two questions, I can take it up. Anybody? Any question? Please give me feedback. Of maybe the first day you are not giving it. So, give me feedback if you have any difficulty in understanding, or also you ask your some questions. I would be happy to answer it. Okay. Arun, is there any problem? Arun Nayar? Oh, no. Okay, fine. Thank you. So, we'll stop here and go for the next. We'll continue the discussion on the next class. Thank you. Bye.